Welcome back, Compassion Campers. I am so happy that you are here with me as we get ready to read the Bible story for session 4. So maybe you all just watched the welcome video, or you watched it yesterday, or you watched it last week. Either way, welcome back into my home. I'm so happy to be with you here today. So today we're going to be reading a Bible story, and in this Bible story, we are going to encounter 3 women who figured out how to be present with each other in their hurt. And so if you all remember in the welcome video, we talked about being with, or always there. Remember I asked those quick questions about always being there? And so these women are learning in this story about how to be there, be always there, or be present with each other in their hurt. So it kind of can maybe be a hard story, but as we prepare to learn more about being present with one another, let's begin with a compassion prayer. So I want you all to place one hand on your head. You guys are probably pros at this now, and one hand on your heart. Do you remember why? We do this because compassion happens in our brains, right? But we often feel it in our hearts. So repeat after me. Loving Spirit, you are active and alive, always moving and stirring within and around us. Please be an encouraging wind at our backs, giving us open minds and soft hearts to follow where you lead. Make us flexible and present in each moment, that we might embrace compassion by letting go of what we expected. Amen. Thank you so much for saying that with me. So, as I mentioned before, today's story may be hard. It's kind of a hard story, or you might feel sad, and that's okay, because you have to remember there's a bigger story happening within. But in the story, some tough choices are made, but ultimately the people in the story choose to love their family and love one another. So, as I read the story, I want you all to listen for people being present or being with one another. I also want you to think about how the women in the story are compassionate, right? And remember that compassion is seeing how someone else is feeling and then supporting them in those feelings. So this story comes from a book of the Bible called Ruth. Have you all ever heard of that book of the Bible, Ruth? So it's in the New Testament, so that means it's in the beginning of the Bible. This is the first chapter, so Ruth 1. All right, so I want everyone to find a comfy position, settle in as we get started. Oops, sorry, I hit my camera. All right, let's get started. In Judah, there once was a man named Elimelech. It's kind of a hard name, Elimelech. So Elimelech was worried about his family, and he was worried that they wouldn't survive because there was a famine. So he took his wife, Naomi, and their 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion, to a country of Moab. They settled there and made a life along with the people. Soon, their sons married 2 women, Orpah and Ruth. But sadly, Naomi's husbands passed away, and then even her 2 sons died too. Oh no. Naomi missed her family and wanted to go back home, so she began a long journey back to Judah. As was the custom for daughters by law in that time, Orpah and Ruth followed her. But Naomi insisted they stay home in Moab. Go back to your family. May the Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with your husbands and me. Peace be with you. Then Naomi hugged them goodbye, and they all cried together. But Orpah and Ruth were determined to follow her. Naomi tried to persuade them, I do not want you to ruin your chance at marriage and having your own family. If you stay with me, you will have nothing because I cannot give you anything. I have lost everything and my heart is bitter. And they all cried together again. Orpah decided to go back, but Ruth clung to Naomi even more. Naomi said to Ruth, don't stay with me, go back with Orpah. But Ruth opened up to her. Don't make me leave you. Where you go, I go. Where you make your home, I will make my home. Your people will be my people. Your God, my God. And where you die and are buried, I will be buried there too. I will be your family. When Naomi saw that she couldn't change Ruth's mind, her heart softened. She accepted Ruth and they traveled back to Judah together. Ruth lovingly took care of Naomi and she became like a daughter to her. And that's our story, right? So what I want you all to do now is retell that story. So maybe you all have found a fun way to retell it. Maybe it's you all acting it out together, your whole family, or it's just you. However you decide, I want you to retell that story. And so that is the end of session 4 for the story. So again, I'm so happy you all are here. Thanks for listening with me. Thanks for joining me in my home. And later this week, I will be sending out videos of the music and of the yoga. So thanks again for joining. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.